Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. For today's valued viewer request, we have from Ryan Shaw. Hi Cap, a valued viewer request if you are interested. I'm asking this as someone with little experience to DCS, but is it possible to extend your range or loiter time by shutting down one engine in a twin engine aircraft? Thank you for your consideration. So let's discuss this, guys. Anecdotally, I've never measured this or even thought about this before, but anecdotally, whenever I am critically short of fuel, as in, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to an airfield or I might not make it to an airfield, I do shut down a left or right engine if I have that option in a Hornet or a Tomcat or an F5. Now, I've never actually measured it. I've just assumed, you know, having one engine off means that we're going to save gas. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You guys said that we have some real-life experience of this. Can you go over that?
P3 Orion in the RAF.
P3 Orion in the RAF. How many engines does that have?
It has 4 engines and they shut down 1 or 2 to save fuel.
And that is not an emergency situation. They literally just do that to save fuel, right?
That's right.
Also, I think we had the RAF Nimrod, which has 4 engines, and they would shut down 2 of those, again for cruise, to save fuel. So that's interesting. Now, I've never heard of a twin engine plane shutting down an engine, and that is because there's going to be all sorts of problems with that. You're going to lose
hydraulics, generators.
Right, services driven by at least one of those engines, so, you know, you'd never do it. So we're in a Hornet now, and we can easily go and test this. We don't have to fly 500 miles. We can just use the FPAS page, which reads current burn parameters and calculates all the information we'll need. Any predictions, layman's predictions, before we go and try this?
Yeah, it'll be worse.
Explain.
Well, apart from the fact you've got to push that engine through the air, you know, windmilling, and it's probably still driving the generator while it's still connected. It's not a plane built for one engine and just happens to have 2. It has 2 for a reason. It will probably be pushed the other engine into its inefficient level of power, and relative power not work as well as 2 on a lower setting. Very
interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, so you put in the other engine, you've got to power up to compensate, and it's going to put it out of its comfort zone. Okay, we'll try that. I still personally think it is going to be better, but I usually am wrong. So let me just get set up here, guys. We're going to get to a speed at which we can maintain with 2 engines or 1 engine. I'm just going to get that done. Okay, we're at 260 knots now, 25,000 feet with auto hold on. Let's check out our FPAS page here. To 2,000 pounds with 2 engines on, maintaining those parameters, we can do 807 nautical miles and or 2 hours and 6 minutes. Okay, fine. Now let's shut an engine down. Stand by. Okay, can fully shut down engine. Now I'm going to have to make the necessary adjustments to get 1 engine. Now we've actually turned fuel burn off here, so we're not going to upset the results here. I can burn away. It's not going to mess anything up. Okay, there we go. We're maintaining 261 knots on 1 engine at whatever RPM I'm having to maintain. 94%. Wow, that's quite a lot. The other one's just windmilling. It's got no fuel. Everything else is actually the same. And, well, bejesus, you're right. Because 794 nautical miles and 2 hours and 2 minutes. And again, like I said, fuel burn's actually turned off, so we're not actually burning anything. So as a percentage, that's like a fraction. It's like, I don't know, 2 or 3% less efficient to fly at these relatively sensible parameters with 1 engine. So what I've been doing on 1 engine to get to the airfield in emergency fuel situation has actually made things worse. How weird is that? Again, this is only relevant for straight level flight. Maybe in a dive it would help, maybe in a climb it would help, but that's taking it a bit too far. So it appears you've been vindicated, Iron Wolf, and I got that wrong. Any closing thoughts, anyone?
The other thing you've got to consider is that I think it's a clean configuration. If you have any sort of weapons, pods, pylons, or fuel tanks on, you'll probably find it really hard to maintain even that speed with 1 engine.
Right.
From the drag.
Yeah.
And it'll be probably at mill thrust, if not higher, just trying to keep a reasonable speed.
So if I was loaded up, I'd need my afterburner on 1 engine, wouldn't I?
Yeah, well, if you're talking about loader time in a combat situation, which is, I mean, that's why you'd be hanging around, I would assume. Yeah, you'd have tanks on and stuff like that. You'd either have to punch the tanks off, you'd still have the pylons causing drag, at least in the real world. You've got this 1 engine trying to push against all that drag, and it's going to be right up on the top of its performance level.
There's not much to say. It makes things worse. I hope that enlightens you, and we'll see you later.